Hello, Beekman Elementary School. It's Friday, April 9th, and it's so nice to be talking to you today. I hope you are excited for another episode of the Beekman Bears Friday Fun-O-Rama. I am, so let's get started. In every episode of the Friday Fun-O-Rama, we celebrate birthdays of remote-only students. So we have one this week. We wanted to give a shout-out to EJ Pavone. Hey, EJ, happy birthday to you. It was on April 7th. Hope you had a great birthday. I was thinking of you, and we miss you, and can't wait to see you next year. So happy birthday, EJ. We had a few more pictures come in for the March STEM Challenge. Remember the pop-up books. So thank you to those families for sending in these last pictures. And great job, students, on making some more pop-up books. So let's check it out right now. So take a look at these last few pop-up books from the month of March. All right, now it is time for the April Read Aloud, the STEM Read Aloud. And remember, it's this book, which was written by Dan Santat, and it's called After the Fall. So let's take a look and enjoy this April Read Aloud right now. After the Fall by Dan Santat. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand, but it was just an accident, and it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together again. Well, most of me. There were some parts that just couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it, because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. See the paper airplane, everybody, that flew by over his head? And Humpty Dumpty's looking with binoculars. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. But day after day, I kept trying and trying until I got it just right. Look at that paper airplane. Looks just like a bird. That's pretty amazing. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. See his paper airplane bird? He threw it, and look, it went up on the wall. And here it is, right here, everyone. You can see his bird on top of the wall, and there's Humpty Dumpty. And he says, I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time, until I was no longer afraid. See Humpty Dumpty on the top of the wall? He's got his arms in the air. He's so proud. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. Look at the shell cracking, everyone. And what do you see coming out of the shell? What comes from eggs? Well, besides chickens. That's right, birds. And Humpty Dumpty says, hopefully you'll remember about me that I learned how to fly. And there he is. The eggshell cracked, and Humpty Dumpty flies away. He's now a bird. The end. All right, I hope you like that book, everyone, called After the Fall by Dan Santat. I hope you enjoyed that book about Humpty Dumpty. What an interesting perspective on a famous nursery rhyme, don't you think? This book assigns real human emotions to Humpty Dumpty and asks us to think about what it must have been like for him after he fell from the wall. I know I never thought about that. It also seems like the perfect book during these times of COVID, doesn't it? There have been many times that you and others have had to just take things one step at a time or one day at a time. It's hard going back to school after we have breaks or remote-only days. And it's frustrating to do schoolwork that is difficult to understand. And COVID has really changed so many things for all of us. But, as we learned in this book, we must get up and keep trying. We can never give up, even though we might be scared. We have our friends, we have our families, and we have each other here at school. We are not alone like Humpty Dumpty was, and we can meet the challenges in front of us. All right, and now, the moment you have been waiting for, the April STEM Challenge. All right, it's a good one. Your challenge, should you choose to accept it, is to design and build a contraption, that's like a device, to hold a raw egg and protect it from a drop to the ground. So once you have a successful design, increase your height from where you drop it and see how high you can go before the egg breaks. Make sure you get permission from an adult first, and make sure you plan for any messes and any cleanup that you have to do afterwards if your egg breaks. So as you consider your design for this egg drop challenge, there's lots of ways to go about this. Some are going to take to the internet and look up designs to this very popular challenge. Others are going to look at what they have around the house and make their own design using what they have available. If you don't have a lot of eggs or your family doesn't want you to waste them, you could substitute an ice cube instead. So use an ice cube instead of the egg and see if you can protect the ice cube from breaking or cracking. And once you have a successful design that you are proud of, send me a picture and I will include it in an upcoming episode of the Beekman Bears Fun-O-Rama. So all right, Beekman Bears, get to it. Can't wait to see what you come up with for this April STEM Challenge. In other Beekman news, I'm happy to report that our band had its very first rehearsal in over a year. So because of COVID, they obviously haven't been rehearsing, and with all students coming back 5 days a week, we had our first band rehearsal appropriately distanced, right? Everybody was 6 feet apart. It was well organized by Mrs. Sowell, but she was so pleased, and the students were too, and I was there to record the very first note that was played at the very first rehearsal in over a year. So take a look at this quick video and some pictures of our band students in 5th grade who were enjoying their first rehearsal in a long time.
I'll give everybody a chance to get their slicks in. All right, ready? Deep breath. One more time. I gotta do that again. One more time. Deep breath.
And here you see some pictures of our 5th grade band students in their first rehearsal. All spaced out, all excited to be finally having another rehearsal and working together to make some music. So great job, band students, and I wish you all the best this year. All right, it's that time in the episode for Joke Friday. We got some jokes. First one was sent in or told to me by Derek Spadavecchia, so thank you, Derek. It's a good one. What did the man say when he walked into the store? He said, ouch. Get it? Because he walked into the store? Like he hit the building? I like that one. Thanks, Derek. That was funny. All right, we got a couple knock-knock jokes. First one is, knock-knock. Don. Don, you want to come out and play? All right, next one is knock-knock. carry? Don't you carry that I'm out here knocking? All right, hope you enjoyed those jokes. And don't forget, if you have a joke that you want read on the Friday Fun-O-Rama, make sure you send it to me, and we'll include it in the Friday episode. So before we finish this episode, I have something to share with you. During spring vacation, I went on a hike with my dog Bear in the Catskills, and we were near the Ashokan Reservoir. Well, during the hike, we came across a stream that had been dammed by beavers. And did they do an amazing construction job? The dam was huge, and it had a large beaver den right in the middle. So I took a few videos and pictures of this really cool scene, and I thought I would share them with you, especially after I shared that rescue beaver video in the last Friday Fun-O-Rama episode. So let's take a look at these pictures and videos of what I saw in the forest.
Look at the size of this beaver dam. I don't know if you can see it. It's a wall. The continuation of the beaver dam. That's the hut. We'll get closer. Look at the size of this thing. Imagine chewing through that, only to have it just plop down on itself. All that work. There's one. They got done and it just plopped down right there and got stuck. Look at the pond they built. And there's a mini dam right there. And then this is the mega dam.
Wasn't that cool? I thought so. Bear did too. So if you didn't get a chance to see the video about the rescue beaver, I put a link to it in the description below, and I really encourage you to check it out. The rescue beaver is so cute, and when you watch the video, it's only 2 minutes, you'll see him in a regular home like where you or I live, and he's trying to make a dam using rugs, toys, plastic bins, pots and pans, brooms, because that's his instinct. So you got to check it out. It's really funny. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of the Beekman Bears Friday Fun-O-Rama. That'll be on April 16th. Bye.